The unthinkable has happened. After 5 months of silence, Starfield just got an update. Now, this update is only on Steam's beta branch, but the team has said it's going to release later on this month on all platforms, which is awesome. After 5 months of absolutely nothing, we finally have an update. And we also have the Xbox Game Showcase just around the corner in, I think it's June, so just a few weeks out from this. So they could be preparing for something big. As well as that, they've also showcased a creation called Watchtower. Now, this creation looks absolutely insane. It's created by Kingarth Creations, who have done tons of stuff for loads of Bethesda games. And this new creation features something insane. Orbital strikes, the ability to call them in from your own ship, which is nuts. There's loads and loads of cool stuff in that, but we're going to go over that on Friday. For today, we're just going to go over the game's patch notes. Now, the patch notes are quite long. There's tons and tons of fixes and quality of life improvements in there, as well as a load of stuff for the creations as well, such as the ability to upload 2 GB creations. Creators will now be able to add new icons, and Store now supports bundling creations. So that's great for the creators out there that have kept the game alive and kicking for the past sort of 4 or 5 months. Now, the update itself is out on Steam's beta branch, with the full one coming at the end of this month, the team have said. Normally, when they do push something out to Steam's beta branch, it takes 2 to 3 weeks, and then it'll release on all platforms. Now, alongside it releasing on all platforms, on the 20th of May, the Kingarth Creations Watchtower creation will go live as well. Now, the update itself only has a couple of key features, but there's tons of bug fixes in the general gameplay, graphics, and a load of stuff going into quest lines, and as well, finally, that last update that we saw, which was the DLC Shattered Space. There's also location, vehicle, UI, and tons of other fixes that have gone into this one. Now, we'll go through this. I'm going to break these down and see what we've got in each category. Now, if you are playing on Steam, you can access this today. It goes live already. The update is around about 5 gig, so not too big. It won't take too long to download if you've got decent internet. But for the main features, they've added a very low display setting to improve performance on some devices. So people that are playing on potatoes, you may now get a bit of a better look. Hopefully, though, to be fair, you don't really need a massive machine for Starfield. I've not got a beast, and it runs really well on my computer. So, especially with the rate that they're bringing out graphics cards and upgrades these days, you can have a relatively medium-sized system, and it'll run pretty decent anyway. It runs well on my laptop. And that's really it for the main features in the actual base game. The other stuff is creations, which we've gone over already, like the ability to add new icons, supporting bundles, and 2 GB size creations being able to be uploaded. And then the rest of it is just a ton of bug fixes. So in the creation stuff, such as creations, they've resolved a possible error when restoring load on order if you had a large number of mods installed and then deleted. Possible crashes, loading plugins ingredients, possible control lock that would occur when changing views. There's been a ton of crash fixes going over various locations and performing various acts, such as entering the Unity, reaching certain towns and cities, or rapidly quick saving. So a decent chunk of crash fixes in there, which quite good. I do occasionally crash, but it's not very often. Now, gameplay, things like your cargo link should be working now a lot better than what they were before. The cargo link and robots that would build limits from outpost management skills will now persist after going through the Unity. Space Age Adept Legendary effect won't have a negative modifier. Addressed issues where some interiors that prevented cargo access. Clarified the status effects for malnourished and hydrated, so people know exactly what's going on with their character. It's not going to be too much of an issue. You're not going to get a bit confused. Grav jump issues in Freelstar or in UC space systems. Rare issues that could impact item displayed in the Razor Leaf, which, by the way, absolutely banging ship. I think that was one of the first ships I ever stole. It is cool. We got a video of it on the channel somewhere. It was the best starter ship that you could get back in the day. And then, obviously, back at it again, fixing the bugs that we really don't want to be fixed, such as being able to drop stolen items. If you dropped them over and over again, eventually they'd lose that stolen effect, and there was a chance of it. So it was a good way to farm stolen goods and then get it in through systems without fanning around. But if you've got a massive ship and loads of storage, you can always go to certain areas, depending on how you've got your loot settings laid out as well. You could get a pretty decent amount anyway, just have to travel a little bit further. The drop-in did work for a while. Now, as well as that, there was also a bunch of quest fixes. Now, normally the quest fix list is really, really long on these. This one is very, very short, same as the location fixes. So as you can see, all that money can buy, in memoriam, perfect recipe, Starjacker, top of the list, and 2 Trackers Alliance quests, as well as the quest Worlds Apart. So not many at all there, just 8 quests that they fixed. Normally it ends up being something like 15, 20, 25. There's normally a decent chunk in there, so I'm surprised there wasn't more than that, especially considering the time that it's been, or they are really working on something big for the game. Or, potentially, obviously, the Oblivion remaster. There's been loads of stuff going on at Bethesda recently, so there could just be a very small team on the game now, which is why these things have taken so long to come out. Hopefully that's not the case, and they've got some big plans in the works for the rest of 2025. But we'll have to wait and see. Then, going back to it, they fixed loads of stuff with locations as well. Atlantis Penthouse, Aquila City, issues that could prevent scanning flora, Plasma Research Facility not showing up on the maps, visible opening in the deserted Biotics Lab, and event hazards now displaying correctly on Jemison. There's been a ton of shipbuilder issues and localization fixed as well, which is good. And then for the vehicle, key bindings now available for boost on PC, a marker for the vehicle that will show up on the player's compass, which is good, and I like that because it helps you find it a lot easier. It is a pain in the arse. And then a few camera issues and vehicle issues that they've also fixed in regards to them being in certain conditions and by certain locations. So hopefully they do perform a little bit better than what they once did. And then finally, for Shattered Space, there was a ton of stuff up there, such as the Run Outpost modules are now available to players after entering the Unity. Killing enemies in gravity bubbles on Dazra will now count towards the gymnastics skill. Addressed issues with buttons on the lift on the morning level in Dazra. The Penumbra now deals bonus headshot damage. Issues that caused slight stutters in the well outside Dazra. Loads and loads of other little random bits. Lens flares and Zealous Overreach quests. Both of those have been addressed as well. So overall, pretty good, decent-sized update to Starfield. Loads of good stuff in there, and it will definitely help with lower-end PCs as well. It will perform a bit better. When it comes to the quest fixes, hopefully they've lifted a couple of progression blockers, because there was a few quests that were still in game that were blocked by certain things, like things being missing or something not working out too well, and then you just couldn't progress. And it's really annoying if you were trying to be a bit more completionist and get rid of random quests. Yes, there are some criticisms for the game, but the amount that you can do in quest lines, some of them, yeah, pretty repetitive, is insane. You just speak to loads of people, and the amount of quests that pop up is mental. So overall, a pretty good update there. Now, as mentioned at the start of the video, they did mention the Kingarth Creations Watchtower creation that will be coming, hopefully, within the next few weeks. Now, I've seen on their site, I think it said the 20th of May, but I'm not 100% sure. We're going to do a full video on Friday or potentially Monday, because they're releasing new stuff every day now so far on this Watchtower creation, and it looks insane. So we'll have a video on that later on in the week or the start of next week. If that sounds good, subscribe to the channel. For now, we're going to wrap that one up there. I've been Cowboy, you guys have been awesome. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you very soon with some more Starfield.